Please welcome Jazmin and Lucy.
Thanks so much for coming on Mod TV, you two. So, our Friday show is where we talk about connection. And the reason we've asked you to join us today is because last year you joined us at Mod as work experience students, and we want to know a little bit more about your time with us. So, what did you do during your time at Mod? Maybe if we start with you, Jazmin.
So basically, I worked as a volunteer worker, and I guided people throughout different exhibitions. And sometimes I'd work upstairs, sometimes I'd work downstairs. And it was a really nice experience talking to everyone on the mod team and like talking to the people who came and like their stories and what they had to tell me. It was just a really beautiful experience.
That's really nice. And it was the hedonism exhibition you were taking part in as well, wasn't it, this time last year? And it was the one with like the biophilic fantasies and the like the hedonometer. Yeah, cool.
Yes.
And what about you, Lucy? What did you do during your time at Mod?
So during my time at Mod, we got to immerse myself in the exhibition Hedonism, which is what you were just talking about, and through undertaking like volunteer shifts, working alongside the museum moderators, which was a really incredible experience. And we also got welcomed into the team upstairs at Mod, so like introduced everyone on the team, insight about the different roles that are required to present the stunning exhibits, and also just learn about, the behind the scenes work that is put into like creating all the stunning exhibits and displays.
That's so nice. That sounds like such a good experience for something if you haven't been exposed to that before. So Lucy, why did you want to take part in work experience with Mod?
So I really sort of admired the museum, and I'd come before, like as part, like with my school, and so I already knew that, Mod is it's not a normal museum. It sort of redefines what museum means, and I really admired sort of the way that they sort of blended STEM with like artistic sort of mediums, and how interactive and fun it was to go there. So it wasn't like, just going to a boring museum. It was actually a really enjoyable experience. And I really wanted to sort of learn more about that and how that's all put together.
And what about you, Jazmin?
It was actually advised by my teacher. She said, "Jazmin, I know how much you love art," and she told me about this mod museum, and she said it wasn't like any other mod museums. Museum. And so I went there, and I was just amazed in like how you could interact with everything. It's just like Lucy said, it's not like any other museum. It was just an amazing experience.
And had you been to Mod before you started work experience as well, or did you kind of just get thrown in the deep end and you were just in there interacting with people?
Yeah, I had not heard about it. I actually seen some ads on Snapchat, and thought that it was really cool, but I didn't know who would want to go with me. But when I did work experience there, I was like, wow, like this place is really amazing. And I got to explore different types of art, and so it just really inspired me in my schoolwork.
And Jazmin, what were you hoping to learn about during your time at Mod?
I was hoping to like broaden my knowledge on different art styles and art mediums and how people perceive art, and art's just not limited to like pen on paper or digital art. Like it can be interactive, and yeah, it was just an amazing experience.
And what about you, Lucy?
I'm sort of like the opposite to Jazmin. I was more interested in like the sciencey side of it, and sort of learning about how science and technology like work sort of hand in hand with art, and kind of be like blended to explore different issues in society, or just teach society about certain facets. And that was really interesting to me.
And perhaps what was the most interesting or unexpected part of your time at Mod, Lucy?
As part of my work experiences at Mod, I got to take part in like this VR sort of sim, which is really interesting, and it might be included in like a future exhibition. And so that was a really fun experience to get to see that, and I didn't think I'd get that hands-on in future exhibition planning and stuff like that. So that was really exciting.
Yeah, wow. So that was like behind the scenes of a future exhibition. I don't think we've even seen that. That's amazing. Well done. Did you like it?
Yes, it was very exciting.
Oh, cool. Hopefully we get to see that one. That'd be great. And Jasmine, what was the most interesting part of your time at Mod?
It was a bit like Lucy. They were talk behind the scenes in the mod office area. We were having a meeting and we were discussing ideas that we could have in a couple years, and like all the ideas that they were thinking of. And I remember one member of the team, he had like little trays of like mold, I think, and he was explaining to like how it's grown and how he could link that to I'm not really sure. It's a bit rusty, my memory. But I just when he was talking about it, and I was even helping on connecting those ideas with him, and it was just amazing. And I can't wait to see
Yeah.
it in future.
Yeah, that sounds great and kind of appropriate to now, like looking at how mold grows or maybe diseases spread or yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. And and if you were going to take on one of the jobs, one of the roles at Mod that you came across that you spent time with, what job would you go for at the moment, Jasmine, at Mod?
Mm, I found it being helping the moderators, that was actually really fun because I was able to again talk to the moderators and talk to the people who came through and hear their stories and show them around and talk to them about the different exhibitions and how they work. And so yeah, I just thought I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, for sure. And Lucy, what job would you take on if you could take on any of the jobs at Mod?
Well, I'm not sure what it's called, but sort of one of the people who does research to find like different artists and stuff to display their work at Mod, because I think it'd be really interesting to see be the first person to see all the new things that could possibly be put into the museum. I think it'd be really exciting to see like the different art styles and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. So I think, I think that'd be like a programming position. Yeah, but
Yeah.
getting to see all that art, that'd be great. What was challenging about your time at Mod, maybe, Lucy?
I think it wasn't sort of like challenging in the work, but I think it really challenged your thinking because, a lot of the exhibits, they're things that I'd never thought of before. Like I remember in the um, ex- hedoism exhibition, one of the exhibits was like there was like it was like a flat area, a flat space, and you were sort of rewarded with like a satisfying pattern for running around or moving around, and it would sense your movement. And I never really thought about the importance of like associating exercise with like pleasure and like joy instead of pain. And I thought that was a really good way to get people moving and active.
Yeah, cool. So just kind of challenges maybe some preconceptions, but
Yeah.
not in a bad way. Yeah, cool. And Jasmine, what did you find anything challenging?
Um well, last year it was about a time where I was still trying to develop my communicating skills because I was a shy kid. And so I kind of threw myself in the deep end and went out there and tried to like be like try to talk to the customers and be as confident as I could be. And I felt that really helped with my confidence and talking to other people.
Yeah, and I think one of the best things about being a moderator at Mod is that talking to the visitors, like they can definitely teach you stuff about the exhibition as well that you didn't even think of. So, yeah, even as moderators, who work in there every day, they're certainly teaching us as well. So it sounds like you really, you know, benefited from your work experience. It sounds like you came out of it the other side and with eyes open and brain stimulated. So how has that time at Mod helped you with other projects or work that you're doing now?
Oh, so basically, in my art class, we learn different mediums, and right after I finished that work experience, we started doing 3D modeling, or not 3D modeling, like 3D artworks. And it was just really interesting because I kind of applied what I learnt from the Mod Museum to to my new projects. And yeah, and I
Yeah.
felt like if I didn't have that experience, I would have never been able to come up with those ideas.
Yeah. So about that what was your project about?
It was kind of like I had to link social issue, so I chose like mental health, and I had to just apply that to this art piece. I don't have it with me because the school has it, but it was like in the end I decided etching onto like CDs, and like people can like move it around and everything. It was a small idea, but I was inspired.
Yeah, no, hey, I don't think there's any small ideas. Absolutely not. And what about you, Lucy? How's your time at Mod helped with other projects that you're doing at the moment?
Well, I found it really helpful with like presenting science projects in sort of an interactive manner, because I remember the Symbiosphere exhibition, I think it was called, which was like a fun interactive game which sort of taught you about the human microbiome and how to keep it healthy. And so I sort of tried to use that sort of idea with other science projects, instead of like a written format, to try and make it more interactive, like having a quiz at the end or things like that to sort of teach and engage its audience.
Yeah, kind of like stimulating your brain in different ways, so it's not just written and numbers, just
Yeah,
get you actually into it and experiencing it. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I definitely a learner by doing. So I guess I admire people who are into STEM and or art and can explain it in a way that other people will understand it as well. So it sounds like you're both very much on that track. So it sounds like you've set yourselves up quite well. Now, Lucy, what would you say to other people who might be thinking about getting involved with work experience with us?
I'd say it's like an incredible opportunity to sort of, if you love both STEM and the arts and would like to see how like the two can sort of merge into like a cohesive um, interaction and like be put into exhibits. And I think it's also really interesting to like just meet new people and sort of see the ways in which the role that museums have in sort of teaching society and educating people about the world we live in. So if you're really curious and you love learning and you want a really exciting experience, then I would recommend Mod for you.
That's awesome. And what about you, Jazmin?
Uh, if someone were to do more, I would say it's definitely an experience, a great one at that. And yeah, again, it's just working behind the scenes and learning how people work together to create such beautiful interactive art pieces. And it definitely like broadens your knowledge on different aspects of art and different mediums, and just it gives you a new sense of like vision towards the art world.
And what projects are next for you, Jazmin?
Right now it's a really free form for my new art assignment, and this time I haven't done anything that's 3D, but it's definitely inspired me to work on like issues that we have in society and apply them to my art pieces. And yeah,
And so
and I have
you're working on a big art piece at the moment?
yeah, I am. And we're like what we did at Mod, we're collecting different artists and we're kind of seeing how they created their art. And we're using different aspects that we like from their art and turning it into our own style and like giving it a meaning.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. And Lucy, any projects that you're doing at the moment?
Well, I'm mostly just finishing up sort of assignments for the end of semester, but one of those assignments is for creative arts, which is sort of like a multimedia subject, and I'm doing cinematography for that. And so it's been really good to sort of I'm filming like suburban Adelaide and trying to like showcase the beauty that can be found in it. And I think that's really interesting and sort of correlates to what I was learning about mod, these sort of simple ideas, but like trying to convey them in a meaningful way.
Yeah, for sure. We had a little chat with an academic about psychogeography the other day, which is kind of
Yeah.
looking at the importance of space. So yeah, that might tie in with your project a little bit. And what do things look like for the next few months for you? I guess through to the end of the year, Lucy.
Well, I'm really glad that the sort of restrictions and regulations because of coronavirus are sort of lifted slightly and becoming a bit more relaxed. So, I'm looking forward to working with bigger groups on projects at school, seeing friends again, and over the next semester, I hope to sort of get a better understanding of what I'd like to do in university and what I'd like to study, because I enjoy lots of different things. So I'd like to sort of try lots of things and then try and work out what I'd like to do. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Jasmine, this is year 12? Yeah, you're in year 12.
Yeah.
So last sort of 6 months of high school and schooling. What does the next 6 months look like for you?
Oh, I'm definitely scared for the future, but I feel like I'm confident about it as well because I do know what I'm gonna do, and I'm hoping to breeze through easily because I feel like the more I think about it, the more I stress about it. But I definitely have a clear set, so obviously I got to finish some assignments, which I'm happy to, and just develop myself and learn work on my art. Definitely, I want to improve in that, and because I'm thinking of making like a little book for people, and I got to look at some universities, and I'm not really sure what options are there for me yet, but I'm hoping to do something that could lead me into illustration. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, cool. That all sounds great. And I guess that I think that's the right attitude to kind of try and breeze through and kind of relax. We've got our Wednesdays on Mod TV at the moment. We're looking at wellness, well-being. And so there we have a combination of yoga and meditation and some academics talking about well-being as well. So that might be something you could check in with, and that might help you like keep breezing through.
Yeah, thank you.
And we've also, on Wednesdays, actually, Jasmine, we've got a comic series. So we've selected a series of South Australian artists, so illustrators and comic makers. And every Wednesday we post a little snippet of their comics up. So yeah, if you want a little bit of illustration, have a look at the different options. So there are heaps of options for illustrators out there at the moment as well. So I think it's a nice direction to go in, especially when you've got some downtime or you have to kind of take care of yourself a little bit as well.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely check that out.
And Lucy, do you have any idea of what you want to go on to do next? Like, with uni and stuff. I know like STEM, it's such a huge kind of area. Is there one way or another that you're leaning? Because I'm not a STEM minded person, so I'm always fascinated at which area you're leaning towards.
I'm not exactly sure because I enjoy sort of all subjects, so it's hard for me to pick one thing over others. Maybe something to do with like chemistry or biology, possibly. I'm probably not engineering. I'm not like I enjoy maths, but it's not my forte. So yeah, probably something more science based, but at this point, not 100% sure.
That's right. You might both come and work at Mod one day. We'll be there.
Oh yeah.
Now, if people are interested in doing work experience at Mod, so how would you recommend they go about that? So how did you set that up, Lucy?
So for me, it first started like when I went to Mod. So I would recommend that if you're thinking about it, you should go to Mod first and just experience it, so you know sort of what your experience might possibly be like. And I'd also talk to like your teachers and see whether they recommend the experience for you and if it would like be a good fit for you. And of course, you need to like complete like the questionnaire I think on the website and just like really think about why you want to do it. And talk to other people or even talk to the museum moderators there because they're always willing to help about how you should complete that application. Yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, that sounds good. What about you, Jasmine?
Yeah, I would Lucy just took it out of my mouth. But yeah, definitely visit Mod first because yeah, you can talk to the moderators and you can learn about the different exhibitions and just get great insight before you plan to go. But it's definitely a great experience, and I recommend anyone who's curious just go for it.
Awesome. And we do reopen again on August 18th. So Sam and I and all the rest of the moderators will be back on the floor. So yes, definitely come and have a chat to us. We're always happy to talk, and hopefully Jasmine and Lucy, you'll come and have a chat with us as well in IRL, in real life.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Jasmine and Lucy. Really appreciated you coming onto the program this afternoon. Thanks for sharing your your thoughts and memories with us. You did also both write a blog post that people can check out on our website if they want to know more. But for now, thanks for popping in.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much.